What's going on? We're back. Hey, Em, how are you?
Hey, what's up? How are
Nice to
you,
see
Jamil?
you. I'm doing amazing. Good to see you. Your hair looks different. Did you dye it?
Yeah, and I straightened it. Usually it's curled.
Oh, you look
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thanks.
How soon until we get a baby out of you?
Oh, about 10 more weeks.
10 more weeks, guys. 10 more weeks, and then we'll be going on a little hiatus with Emily. I'll have a helper here in the meantime while Emily's gone, but we're super excited for Em to give birth. Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
Yeah, it's a boy.
You got a boy coming?
Yeah.
Amazing. Have you guys
Yeah.
named him Jamil?
Yeah, we're gonna name him Jamil, yeah. How'd you know?
uh, I want everybody to name their kid Jamil. That's why.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
like every time somebody says they're gonna have a boy, I'm like, amazing. So I hope that your boy is okay with being named Jamil, because um, guys, we are gonna be hitting the ground running today because it is my birthday, and my wife said that I have to be off of here in 30 minutes so she can take me to dinner for my birthday. So I'm gonna listen to my wife because I do love her very much, and I want to make sure that um, that she loves me. So let's get to comping right away. I'm not going to go through the rules because that takes so much time. So we're just going to get to addresses and we're going to get to comping. So put your addresses in the chat. We're going to get rocking and rolling. Emily, are you ready?
yes, I already have a bunch of addresses starred. We are ready for you guys. And if you wanted the appraisal rules, I dropped the free download link in the chat for you.
Amazing.
Just
All
go
right.
back to our past episodes and check out Jamil's explanation of them.
Can you see my screen?
Yep. Do you want to
Okay.
just expand it?
I do.
Okay, cool. We're going to start in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay. Ready when you are.
1401 Indiana Street. And that's in Racine.
Okay. Got it. 1401 Indiana Street, Racine, Wisconsin. 3 bed, 2 bath, 1712 square footer, listed on the MLS at 179,000. They did a $6,000 price cut in December. Doesn't say how many days it's been on the market, which is interesting. So it's tough for us to say how many days on market it is. But let's look at what else we got here. We see, looking at the pictures here, the house looks fairly upgraded. I mean, they've got, some laminate flooring here. They've got, you know, I'll tell you, this is what I sense. When I see a house that's got these hodgepodge remodels and steel appliances and a tile backsplash as terrible as this one is, it makes me feel like the seller of this house is not going to be realistic. They're not going to agree that their house needs an entire renovation. And I personally don't think this house needs a full renovation either, but it does need a cosmetic remodel. So I'll tell you what price to offer on it if you were to do a cosmetic remodel, and you guys can try your luck. Again, knowing that when it's listed on the MLS, you need to be substantially below MLS price in order for a buyer to want to buy it. So what price do you need to get this locked up at in order for it to make a viable deal? That's what we're going to try to find out. All right, so I believe, which one was our subject? There it is. Our subject, 1712 square feet. We got a sale at 170 for 1,000 square footer. So that tells us that we're north of 170. There's a 195. Let's look at this 195. It's a 1964 square from 2020. Okay, well, that's still a good sign. 2020 was, a while back, and that means that we're probably above 190. But is there anything in the 200s here? All right. Here's a sale from 21 at 222. It's another sale at 200. Okay, look at this. From September. So this is recent. September 9th, 2022, this sold at 200 grand, 1224 square feet. So that tells you that your house would be worth more than 200 grand remodeled. Is there anything here that tells us how much more? I'm not really seeing it. Oh, there's a 221 there. Oh, that's commercial, so that cannot work. Sorry, I have to unexpand this so I can get a better look at the map. There's a 210. And again, not viable. So I'm going to say that typically what we do here, because we don't see an additional comp above the 200 to kind of give us the, I mean, we can't use dollar per square foot to say, okay, if this one was 1,200 square feet and it sold at 200 grand and we have a 1,700 square footer, then we just take the dollar per square foot and apply it to 1,700 square feet. That's not how it works. But what we can do is we can add 10%, which is what an appraiser would do. So if we have 200,000 and we take 10% and we add an additional 10% to the 200,000, that's 20 grand. That tells us that our ARV is approximately $220,000. And if we have an ARV of 220 and we're in Wisconsin for a cosmetic remodel, I'd say you need to be at about 55% of that. So if I was you, I would be trying to lock this thing up at about 120,000. Now, guys, they are listed at, what was it, 179 or 170? So they've got a long way to go to get to that price. Sorry.
Jamil, what is going on over there?
I'm trying to unravel. I have these cleaners that come to my house, and they think it's funny to wrap up all my cords.
Oh, wow.
Well, they try to do it because they're like trying to be neat and tidy, but it's annoying when I'm in the middle of a live stream and I'm trying to get my phone because it's about to die.
I'm just going to start texting you like 10 minutes before. Unravel cords.
Unravel cords, yeah. So you don't have this awkward moment on YouTube with 300 people watching you unravel a cord on your desk. But anyways.
You're getting lots of happy birthdays, though.
Thanks, guys. I'm excited. Yes, it is my birthday tomorrow. How fun, right? What's the next address?
Yes, next one is in Tennessee.
Okay. I'm ready.
Address is 122 Otter Glen Drive in Hendersonville.
Is Otter Glen one or two words?
Two.
Okay. 122 Otter Glen Drive in Hendersonville, Tennessee is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2016 square footer. Looking at the photos, we can see slight updates, but dated. All right. When was this built? 2009. Sitting on a 5,300 square foot lot. Got it. Okay. His estimate on it is 400 grand. There's our subject. There's a 430, but it's 300 square feet larger. There is a 395 from 2021. So that explains the 400 estimate. This is a corner lot, so I don't necessarily like using this one. And it's only 30 grand higher, and it's from March. So again, that puts us back to the 400 estimate. What else do we see? It's from, November, remodeled. 415, and it's 2170 square feet. Ugh. Not super. And it's from 95. Okay, so same build generation, slight upgrades, also a 2-story. That tells us a lot. This is very indicative of where this market is flat. So I'm going to call it 400,000 is your ARV on this house. So 400,000 is your ARV, and you need a cosmetic remodel, and you're in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I'd say you need to be at about 60% of ARV. So my offer on that would be 240.
Nice. Rudy has it as a off market from an agent, he said.
Awesome. Good job, Rudy.
Alrighty, next one is in New Jersey.
Okay.
207 West Crystal Lake Avenue. And that's in Haddonfield.
Haddonfield. Okay. All right, we got a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-story colonial here that is built in 1945. There you go, 2-story red brick colonial. See, I'm getting so good at noting the type of property it is even before I see it. Been on the market 184 days. Gosh, they dropped the price 1126, 10,000. Was not enough to get any buyer interested. Let's look at the photos. Yeah, it's dated. Dated. Oh, look at that pink room. Do you think they had a boy and a girl?
I really hope not. It's so bad.
Oh my God. Look, like they just had blue and pink rooms. Like they had more girls than they had. Oh, this was a boy.
Oh my goodness. That's going to give your baby anxiety.
I mean, you know. All right, 459 is the AR or is the list price. Let's see what the ARV is. And let's just check when it was built in 45. That's right. 1933 square feet.
Somebody asked, why do you think they would increase the price on that listing?
Because it's crazy. I don't try to explain crazy.
Yeah.
I just see it happening and then I make notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you had a 1480 square footer sell in September. Oof, at 650. Gosh, damn. Okay, this is good news. Let's see when this was built. 52. Okay. I mean, this is great news. This is great news. That tells us that we can at least call a 650 ARV over to ourselves, right? We can, with a good remodel, we can hit a 650 number. What's the 630? Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. Look at that full remodel. From July of 2022. Ugh, this gives me anxiety. You want to know why? Because if this sold for 630 and it's substantially larger than ours, then this 650 could be an outlier and I can't use it. Because this comp is gonna show up. And it sold at the height of the market, meaning you got to still take 10% off of that. So if you take 10% off of this, so which is about 65,000, that gets you to about 570. And we are also larger. So I'd say if you start adjusting for the size, I think you get to about 530 on our subject as an ARV. And if 530 is the ARV on our subject and you're in New Jersey, and I think you need to be buying at about 50%, 55% on cosmetics out there. The offer that I would have for this house is $291. What were they asking? Oh my God. These guys are okay, let's just call it 300. These guys are $160,000 above where this house needs to be at in order for it to sell. Crazy. But that's what it is. Crazy. That's why they increased the price, because they're crazy. What's the next one?
Next one is in Georgia.
Okay.
3811 Brookcrest Circle. Brookcrest is one word.
Okay. 3811 Brookcrest Circle, Decatur, Georgia. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1449 square footer. Been on the market near 200 days. 200 days of absolute craziness. They've only dropped it $7,000 since October 13th, guys. This is not a motivated seller. I'm just telling you right off the hop. I teach people, look for signs of motivation, okay? Look for signs of motivation. And first and foremost, this type of listing history, let's just look at it. Look at that. These guys started at 265 in July. Since July, they've gone down $4,000, $2,000, $4,000, $2,000. Oh, this one gave him heartburn to go from 253 to 247, and then from 247 to 240. These people, there's no way these guys are going to ever get to the number where this needs to be in order for it to sell. I guarantee you. But let's see what that number is. No motivation here. These guys do not need to sell. I mean, look at the condition of this house. This was fully remodeled. That house was dated, and this one sold at, what was it? What did they have? 255. So these guys actually see that they have a fully remodeled house here on the same damn street as them. It was for rent, but if you can see it, if we look at the sales history on this thing, it was just bought for 255. So this sells for 255. These guys see that 255 exists, and they're thumbing their nose at it because they think their house is so much nicer. This is delusions. This is what I call a delusional seller. Okay, you got a 290 here from March. So let's use this one. Let's take 10% off of that. So if you have a 290, you take 10% off. That's 30 grand off of 290. That gets you to about 260. Think that's fair. 260 ARV on our subject. If we have a 260 ARV and you want to adjust, or you want to know what number you need to buy it at, I'd say that's a cosmetic. You want to be at 55% of that. So I think 143 is the number, or 145 to 150 is the number it needs to be bought at. These guys are 90 grand above that, but 150 is where this needs to be.
Wow.
150. Psychos.
Okay, moving on. 601 West Hernandez. And that's in Pensacola.
601 West Hernandez Street in Pensacola, Florida is a 2-bed, 1-bath, 1405 square footer on the market at $145,000. Been on the market only 3 days. Looked at 780 times and saved 50 times. It says there could be a deal here, possibly, because that's quite a few views for 3 days. And 50 saves isn't bad. Okay. Nice little cottage style house here. 2-bed, 1-bath, 1405. Let's see. Year build 42. Here's a sale from February that sold for 150. Here's a 3.2 remodel from 21 though. So this pushes us up over 170. Ooh, I like this. 192.1 sold in original, like, you know, dated condition. So that if we go above, if we do a remodel, that tells us that we could be above 190. So that's great. Those lots are too big for us to really use as examples for comps. So that's why I didn't use them, in case anyone was wondering. Like, what about those, Jamil? So 270 from January, though. Let's see what else we got. Boom. Wow. And it's from July. Okay. Well, I would say that this would be a good one for us to use. Is there a garage here? There is. Okay, so that's going to have some adjustments to make. Let's keep looking because it feels a little bit high and a little bit different. Just want to make sure that we're not missing something that's more viable. Because that does have more of a rancher feel and we have more of a cottagey feel. Okay. So let's make the adjustments. We go back to the 447. We've got an extra bed and I believe an extra bath. So we take off about 20K there. We take off 10% from 427. Take off another 42. Gets us to 385. So when we make the adjustments, oh, and then we got to take another 10 off for the parking. That gets us to 375. So that gets us to 375 ARV for our subject. Now, in Pensacola, Florida, you want to be at about 55% of ARV. So 206 would be my offer price. 206 to 210 would be my offer price. Oh, wow. And they're way low. So here's what I would do then. See what I said, this looks like it could be a deal based off of the number of views and the number of saves. Could be a deal. This is actually a deal. But again, it's listed on the MLS. And so that's problematic, right? Because your buyer still wants to see that they're getting a deal. So what would you do here? How would you create the appearance of a deal for your buyer? What I would go and offer these guys like 120. And I would try to get this at least 15 or 20K under MLS list. And then I would only tack on at most $10,000 onto my assignment fee. I try to sell this. I'd be trying to sell this around 135 because it has a listing price of 145. Okay. Because it's a fresh deal, fresh on the MLS. Buyers are willing to overlook that, but they're still wanting a deal. So you have to still be below MLS list price. So I'd offer 120. I would 120 to 125. I wouldn't sell it for more than 135. And that would be how I would approach this deal. But it's a good one. On we go.
That one was a unicorn, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Pennsylvania.
Okay.
6314 Derry Street, Derry in Harrisburg.
I've been to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's nice.
Oh.
6314 Derry Street, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 2-bed, 1-bath, 796 square footer. They bought it in December of 21 at 65K. The Zestimate on it is 73K, so they didn't see a lot of appreciation over there. Built in 51. So first and foremost, you're trapped between all this commercial. Also, you're backing a busy road here or freeway, and then there's a train right over here. There's the train tracks right over there, which makes this one of the noisiest, most terrible places, I believe, to live in all of Harrisburg. And it makes comping this problematic because all of these other comps are going to be unusable because they don't have the same proximity to our train tracks. tough. So we're going to need to make some adjustments for sure. And even then, guys, I would be very cautious. I'd be very cautious of this property because of the tracks, because of its location. You know, those train tracks are going to definitely throw a wrench at you. But okay. So based off of what I've seen here, you know, not a ton of 2022s that popped up in this little vicinity over here. And I don't want to go too far up because, you know, you got a 22 14 6. Let's just look at this for reference. Okay. You had a 22 1468 full remodel that sold for 200. All right. You've got 135 here that sold a 3-bed, 1.5 bath, 1,000 square feet. So we know we're nowhere near we're not near 200 as our ARV because we're on the train tracks and sandwiched between commercial. We see a 135 top over here. We know we're well below that. I would say we probably, considering what we've got here, we're probably at about 110 ARV once we make our adjustments for backing the tracks, siding commercial, and siding commercial. Okay, so if you're at 110 ARV and you're in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I'd say you want to be at about 60% of ARV of that. So if you had 110 at 60% of that, I would say you'd want to buy this for about $66,000. And it just so happens that that's what they paid for it. That's where I'd be.
Jamil, we're about at the half-hour mark.
Half-hour time. Dang it! It went fast. Hey,
you got a lot done though.
We did. We did get a lot done, but we want to do more. I want to do more of these guys with you. So if you guys have not yet checked out Batch Leads, incredible comping software, guys, take a look at it. We primarily use Zillow today. Next week, I'll do a lot more on Batch. And if you guys ever want to check out the Astro Flipping community, I would highly recommend it. I do coaching calls with the community twice a week. I'm at Tuesdays, 5 and 6 hours long. Sundays, I just got off a marathon coaching call with my Astro and Flip Me students. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see all of you guys be a part of this community. Emily, if you have a link for the Astro community, I'd love for you to put it in the chat. But thank you. Thank all 320 of you for showing up. And even though this had to be a quick one, I wanted to get a few comps out there. We will be back. We will be doing this again here soon. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thanks so much. Emily, have an amazing rest of your day. Guys, I appreciate you. God bless you all. And I'm going to go do what my wife said, and I'm going to go have dinner with her tonight. I love you guys. God bless you.